Hi, welcome to Boss Digi class. Today we will learn about relative clauses, which and that clauses for grade 9. Let's start. So what is a clause? A clause is different from a phrase. A clause or a group of words is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. What about a phrase? There is no subject or verb here. Right? No subject or verb. Like for example, noun phrase, best friend, verb phrase, was working. There's no subject, right? There's no, the one who's doing it, right? There's no subject. What about clauses? Clauses has a subject and a verb. For example, I went to school, right? I went to school. I is the subject, went is the verb, the action, right? Okay, so there are two types of clauses. The independent clause, the part that makes sense on its own as a sentence, right? I went to school. Oh, I get it. I went to school. And the dependent clause, the less important clause. It doesn't make sense on its own. Like what? Although I wasn't feeling well, right? I went to school. So if it's like, although I wasn't feeling well, let's delete that for a moment. Does it make sense? Although I wasn't feeling well, so what? Although I wasn't feeling well, I went to school. That one makes sense because that is the independent clause. You get it? All right, next. What is a relative clause? A relative clause, there's so many of them, right? But today we will only focus on the which or that relative clause. So a subject or an object pronoun for animal and things. So we use this to relate two sentences together for animals or things. Example, the horse, which Mary was riding, is very beautiful and friendly, is very friendly and beautiful, right? Okay, let's take a look at another example. We will take a look at this one by one, okay? So there are two sentences here, right? The first one is the horse is very friendly and very beautiful, right? And the second one is Mary was riding that horse. This is Mary, right? So why are we repeating ourselves? Why are we making two sentences here? It's too long, right? Can we make it short? Can we make it shorter? Yes, of course. Let's combine this, right? So what is important here? The horse is important, right? Because it's repeated twice. So how do we combine this? We use a relative clause, which is which. The horse which Mary was riding, by the way, right? How is the horse? The horse is friendly and beautiful. Right? So the horse is very friendly and beautiful. Sentence number one plus sentence number two, right? Sentence number two, Mary was riding the horse, becomes what happens when we combine it? Sentence number three, the horse which Mary was riding is friendly and beautiful. Wow, that's amazing, right? We can use relative clauses to combine sentences. So what are two types of clauses? There are the defining clause or the important clause. Why is this important? Because this is the main information. Remember in the previous slide, when you see the horse was repeated twice, horse one, horse two, right? Why is it repeated? Because it's important. So this is the important sentence, right? The important clause, the defining clause. All right, what is the second one? The second one is the non-defining clause. What's that? That's the, by the way, additional information, right? It's not important. So the horse is very friendly and beautiful. By the way, Mary was riding that horse, right? So the red is the important or defining clause. The gray color is the non-defining, not important clause. So how do we color this? The horse, right? The important clause, which by the way, only by the way, Mary was riding, the non-important, non-defining clause, is how's the horse? The horse is friendly and beautiful, right? Defining the important clause, the main information. All right. So why do we use relative clauses? Why do we use like which, that, who, where, etc.? Two reasons. One, we use relative clauses to make clear which person we are talking about, to clarify things, to make it clear. Example, this is the app. What app? Which app? I'm confused. Which app? Oh, the app that I told you about. This is the app that I told you about. Oh, that app. Now I know. This is the building. Hey, wait a minute. What building? Which building? Oh, the building which Douglas built. Oh, now I know. All right, now I understand. This is the building because there's so many buildings, right? There's so many apps. So we use relative clauses like that in which to clarify, oh, this is the app that we're talking about. Oh, this is the building that you mentioned that we're talking about. The second reason is to why do we use relative clauses is to give more information. Like, by the way, this is more information. More information about what? About a person, a thing, or a situation. Example, we had French fries. That would be enough, right? Done. We had French fries yesterday. By the way, which I always enjoy. This is like additional supplemental information, right? Hey, I met Janet yesterday. That would be enough, right? But since we want to give more information, we can say, I met Janet yesterday, which was a nice surprise, right? The event that I met Janet was a nice surprise, right? The experience where I met Janet yesterday was a nice surprise. Okay, that's relative clauses. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Goodbye.